Hey, what's up everybody? This is my first podcast ever, and I'm not entirely sure if like this would even be considered a podcast, but uh I guess I'll do my best. But anyway, hello there. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I'm Yawnsixx, of course, and I figured that of course I'll be talking about many topics if I continue doing podcasts and such in the future. But for this first one, I guess it only makes sense to do a little bit of introduction and let you guys know a little bit more about who I am. I started doing content creation, I want to say probably around 2017, I want to say. It was a year after I graduated high school. I just turned 18 and had the wild idea to just make a YouTube video. I'd never done it before, and it was so stupid. I literally just recorded like a vertical video of me just walking through town, just talking about random BS. It was so weird. Looking back on those videos, it's like super cringe. And before you ask, no, you cannot find them anymore. The old channel that I had that on, I deleted that entire channel. I wanted to start out fresh and new with Yawnsixx and leave the old channel in the past. But back in the day, my old channel, it was called Legendary Red, and I made probably about over 1,000 videos on it. I kept it for the longest time, and it started out, you know, with the poor quality, horrible sound like you could expect out of a person doing that kind of stuff for the first time, because I didn't know anything about video editing or recording tools or programs or none of that. Like, I was brand new and was literally just recording off a phone and putting it on YouTube. No altering, no nothing. And over time, I started to get invested into it more and more, and I started watching like beginner YouTuber tutorials and stuff. There's this one guy, I can't remember what his name was, but he has like a real blue background all his videos, and he's like bald, has a beard, glasses and whatnot, but his whole channel is all about like helping like up and coming YouTubers like out and helping them get on their feet. And that's where I learned a lot of my early stuff. I started learning like there were better some like screen recorders back then, because I was recording off my phone for the longest time. I'd just get like an emulator on my phone and Bluetooth a controller to it, and I'd have like some type of like stupid screen recorder on. I'd record old video games and stuff. And I remember the first one I had, it was horrible. The sound quality on it was absolutely terrible, and it had this big old watermark on the screen. It said like recorder.mobi or something, like, I don't know. But it was huge. It covered like half the screen. And my dumb brain, you know, this is back when I was first starting, I did not think twice about uploading it. And looking back on it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did anybody watch these videos? But over time I found out about KineMaster and started using it, but it was a lot better. The sound quality on it was mint. The video quality was way better, but the only problem that remained was the watermark. Albeit that it was a lot smaller, but you know, nobody wants that on their videos. And then eventually it led me to DU Recorder, which if I were still using my phone to record, I'd still use it to this day. DU Recorder was the absolute #1 that I wound up finding back in the day. And I believe I found it through that guy who does those videos and stuff. And eventually I started getting around to doing a lot more PS4 content. You could like record and stuff on PlayStation 4, and I did like a whole lot of Dead by Daylight, Resident Evil, like Devil May Cry, whatnot. Like, I'd still do a lot of that stuff today, but I probably wouldn't do it on a PlayStation anymore, because even with the PlayStation, I've really, like, grown out of that kind of quality. It's like, since I've had this PC now, and I've been able to stream exactly how I've wanted to, you know, put whatever overlays you want, and sound alerts, and chat, and all that stuff. I mean, once you go that far, at least in my case, there just isn't going back after that point. It's like, it took me so long to get this equipment to be able to stream how I've always wanted to, and now that I have it, you just can't go back after that, you know? So, like, that's the whole thing there. It's just basically been a whole journey of discovering everything I've learned as far as doing content creation, video editing, quality, equipment, and whatnot. It's just a whole journey, and once you finally make it to where you want to be, it's just like one of the best feelings in the world, just being able to create the content that you want to create in the quality that you want it, in the way that you've always wanted it. It's absolutely amazing. And I will admit, I was very, very dumb when it came to my old channel as well. I did something that completely destroyed that channel. There was no hope for it in the long run anyway. Like, even if I'd have considered keeping it, it would have never got anywhere. And I'll tell you why. I was a sucker back then, because I didn't know all the things I know now. And I did the sub for sub stuff that people, you know, always talk about. And I did the, you know, you get the mobile app, say like, hey, you can watch these people's videos for like 5 minutes and earn coins, and then you take those coins and buy views and subscribers and all that. And it did work. I got all kinds of views, I got all kinds of likes, I got all kinds of subscribers, but the problem with it is that if you're trying to get to the point of monetization on your channel, and you're trying to hit those milestones, you'll never do it that way. Because every subscriber you get is just a number. These people don't come back after they subscribe and watch your content. They subscribe because you spent the coins necessary for them to do it. But that has nothing to do with them coming and watching your content. And it's just, everything is fake. You got fake fans, like fake views, fake subs, everything. Like, you didn't really earn any of it through doing what you've done. Like, all it is a number, and I learned that the hard way. So that's the reason I completely trashed that channel, and I said, you know, I don't care how far I've got, because I had over 1,000 subs and all this stuff, but I didn't care. I said, I want to start out new with a new channel, and I want everything to be 100% authentic. I don't ever want to, I'm not going to do that this time. Whoever subscribes to me, whoever watches my videos, any of that, is all going to be real people who want to see me. And if it never goes anywhere, so what? But at the end of the day, at least I know that it's all real. And I am very, very happy that this channel, believe it or not, has done overwhelmingly better than the old channel did. Because if I wasn't paying for views, paying for subs or whatever, every video I uploaded, I could upload 20 in a row, and it would never get past like 10 views. Ever. I might gain a new subscriber like once every 2 months. But with this channel, that hasn't been the case. I've gotten more views, more watch time, and more subscribers naturally, all on my own, you know, through my own content, than I ever did with the old one. And, you know, that makes me happy. It makes me feel like I've really grown as a content creator. It makes me feel like, for once, I'm being true to myself. And maybe people can pick up on that. I don't know. But, you know, it's a journey. You know, if anybody out there is considering doing YouTube content creation, I would recommend just don't go out and try to, you know, fake your way in. Don't buy subs, all that stupid stuff. Don't fall for that. There's going to be a lot of traps out there trying to lure you in with the promise of a grand future in the community, but it don't work, and it's going to ruin everything that you are trying to build up in the long run. So just, you know, continue to improve on your own content, you know, get to the point where you're satisfied with it, to where you're happy with it. Don't settle for anything less. And people will notice when that happens. And everything you get, even if you don't make it far, you can at least say that everything was real. And I think that means a whole lot. Before I did create this channel, though, I did decide to move over on Twitch. After that whole YouTube incident with my old channel, I said, you know, I want to start over on Twitch. Because I was just getting into Twitch at the time, and I was watching maybe like 2 or 3 people only at that time. And I was like, you know what, this seems pretty fun. I'm gonna start on a whole new platform, and so I did. And I came to the realization that a lot of Twitch streamers, they will stream and then they'll edit their VODs, or they'll post their entire VODs as a whole onto a YouTube channel. And pretty much, it's kind of like a weird cheat code, that if you're successful on Twitch, you're more than likely to be successful on YouTube, because all the people on Twitch will go to your YouTube to relive their favorite moments, or to just like see what you've done with the editing, or to see something they missed. And these people who are successful on Twitch, you never see them unsuccessful on YouTube. It's just kind of like, you know, people migrate over to there, as well as the people who find them only over there, you know. It's just kind of a cheat code. But I decided, you know, like, you know, that makes sense. And plus, I really would like to save some of my streams, because I also like to hold on to my memories as well. So I made this channel, and originally it was only going to be like for that, like 4 VODs, like 4 edited stuff. But over time, I decided, you know, like, I was going to create YouTube exclusive stuff, and I went out of my way to try to do, like, the Silent Hill Theory videos was like a huge example, and that got way more notice than I ever could have imagined. Here's an example for you. On my old channel, my most successful video that I ever did, it makes me sad when I think about it, because it was not even my own content. But I reshared a song from the Doom Eternal soundtrack. You know, it was literally no editing, no nothing of my own. I just, like, basically reposted a song that somebody else made. And it got more views, more likes, more comments from real people than anything I ever did on that channel myself. And it made me happy at first. I was like, oh, yay, look at all these views, look at all these, like, comments and stuff. Like, I didn't pay for any of this, because that was one video that I never did. And at the end of the day, I realized, like, you know, like, they're not here for me. They're here to see his work, you know. And it's good work, of course, but they're not there for you. They're there for the person that made the thing that you're sharing. And it kind of makes you sad at the end of the day. It's like, dang, I really wish I could create something that awesome. But then when I started doing the Silent Hill Theory videos, like, I don't think currently I have a single theory video I did, or many, even like a lot of the secret videos, like the Silent Hill Secrets videos, I don't think I have any of them, except maybe the most recent one that have not made it to 1,000 views or over yet. It has been absolutely crazy how much notice those have got. And I will admit, like, some of those are just reshares, but a lot of them aren't. Like the the Japanese monster translated, I actually did go through and I added all that text. I did the research and all that. I did tweak with that a little bit, and some of like the secret videos, I think the Metal Gear Solid one, I can't remember if I edited that one or not. I might have, I can't remember. But all the theory videos I spent like hours on, like hours, and like I had to write a script for each one, and like all the editing, finding all the footage for all those videos. It was a whole hassle. Like that's the reason that they only come out once in a blue moon, is because I have to be in such a particular mood to do one of those, because it just takes a ridiculous amount of time and effort to make one of those. But I was genuinely amazed that the first one I ever did, the Silent Hill 3 Possessed Ending video, overshot the Doom video from my old channel. It actually got more notice, more views and everything than that Doom video did. It rose above that, and it was something that I made all by myself. You know, there isn't quite a feeling like that than to know somebody appreciates something that you did that much. Like, hopefully, like, I'm giving you guys some inspiration on this, because I know a bunch of people who have stopped by my channel, you all make your own content as well. Some of you are just like me, fairly new or starting out, or just small. I wouldn't say I'm new anymore, but starting out, you know, new or small YouTuber, you know, whatever. But the biggest lesson I could tell you is that never give up. There's been people all throughout my life, and there will probably be people all throughout anybody who's just starting out with this. There'll always be people that'll tell you that it's not possible, or it's highly unlikely. You shouldn't waste your time chasing a fantasy. Like, the odds are like slim to none, you know, like, don't listen to people like that. Because if I would have listened to people like that, I would never have known how happy I'd be today. I would not have gotten as far as I've went today. And I've actually, not here on YouTube, but on Twitch, I have got paid more than once. And when you hit that first check from either Twitch or YouTube, that's what really opens up in your head that this is happening. This is possible. This, like, that's the first step into, like, you being able to do that full time. So I was so happy when that happened, you know, and my dad stopped telling me that it was impossible after that. It made him a believer. But there will be people try to doubt you all the time, but let me ask you this. If, say, someone like Jim Carrey, or Johnny Depp, or, you know, any of these big time actors, or even singers, like, decided, oh, I'm not gonna try to put my work out there, I'm not gonna try to, you know, audition, or anything like that, because my odds are slim to none. Guess what? They wouldn't be acting today. They would not be as popular as they are now. And only because they never took the chance. So you never know what will happen. Nobody does. No one can tell the future. All you can do is your best. And if this is something that you're passionate about, if this is something that you truly enjoy doing, even if it gets nowhere, even if it don't pay the bills at the end of the day, at the end of the road, you shouldn't ever regret it, because you never spent a second of your time doing something that you didn't want to do. You had fun the entire way, because even if you're passionate about something, it's always fun. And so none of that time was wasted. You enjoyed every second of it. You were doing stuff that you loved that entire time, regardless if it ever hit success or not. So that's what motivates me at the end of the day, is that if I never get anywhere with this, it's still never time of mine wasted because I don't enjoy anything more. And so even if I knew for 100% fact I wouldn't be successful at this one day, I'd still be doing it because it's my favorite thing to do every day, is to sit here and record and come up with ideas and stuff, you know? It's just my passion. And I guess really that's all I really have to say for just anybody up and coming. There just isn't a whole lot to it, you know. Just work hard, appreciate your own work, don't settle for anything less than what you would consider your best. You know, don't let people try to make you doubt yourself. Don't give up. I'll actually tell you the very people who inspired me to do to start doing content creation. When I was in high school, my first two friends I made, there's one guy was named Jake and the other was named Silas, and they both were really into this one band called Yawnsixx Party, and I'm sure a lot of you probably know who they are. But they would always listen to them back in high school, and I never took a second to really pay it any mind. I was kind of off doing my own thing during that time, but I always heard them talk about it, I always knew about it. But I never did once, like, sit there and listen to it with them. And so, there was a time when I was very early on, 18 years old, like, months before I started any type of content creation. I got, like, into a really bad depression, and I was just sitting on the couch, just sad as heck, bored out of my mind, and I was just thinking about, like, old times. And I remembered, you know, Silas and Jake and that band they were always talked about, and I was like, you know what? I got nothing better to do. I'm finally gonna see what all the hype was about. And so I looked them up, and I loved them. They made me laugh, they were funny, and then figured out about Game Grumps, you know, obviously because Danny was on it. And I started watching them, and it was during their Wind Waker playthrough, or it might have been some other playthrough. I'm pretty sure it was Wind Waker. Danny was talking about that when he wanted to do content creation as his, like, job, like, all his life as well. And he started off working at, like, I think a pizza restaurant or something, and he hated it there, but he did it, you know, to keep himself up while he was doing his content creation on the side. And he said there were people that always try to tell him, you know, like, you're never gonna get anywhere, you're gonna fail. And he said, nah, I'm not listening to that. And eventually he was able to tell his job, like, hey, I'm out, peace, because he finally was making enough money off his content to be able to live off of it, and now he's doing what he loves to do best. And, you know, that's living proof of why you should never give up. And they just made me laugh so much, and they inspired me so much, and they brought me out of my depression, that I decided, you know what, I want to start doing that. And so, if there wasn't ever a such thing as Game Grumps, there wouldn't ever be a such thing as Yawnsixx, so you can thank Aaron and Danny for that one. And I also had other people inspire me too. Back in the day when I was heavy into Dead by Daylight and I was wanting to be this Dead by Daylight exclusive streamer, Noob3 inspired me to get really good at the game, taught me a lot, and he was the one who inspired me to be a Dead by Daylight content streamer. And I streamed it for the longest, and I mean the longest time. But here recently, the devs of that game have just been really, really, really horrible to their player base, to their community. And it's been happening off and on for years, and then, like, they hit a recent big one here lately, and I've just decided, you know, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of these devs not giving a dang about anyone who plays their game. I'm tired of them never fixing anything, and I'm just tired of them overall just treating people like crap, like outside of the game. And so I said I was done. I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm not supporting a development team like that anymore. They're not gonna have my money or my notice from me doing content, and they're not gonna have my time anymore. And since I've stopped playing Dead by Daylight, I've genuinely been so much happier. That's, for one, that's such a stressful game anyways. At the end of the day, it is very stressful, and the community is so toxic. And when you escape from that, and I've been doing like mostly single player stuff, so I'm not really playing with anybody anyway. But even if I did, I would be playing games like Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask Online. Heck, a friend of mine last night, he's also a streamer. It's called The Grimace King. If you head over to Twitch, you should really check him out. He's a super awesome guy. I actually played Super Mario 64 online with him for the first time last night. I didn't stream it, but we did play it. I wanted to test it out, and it is amazing. Super fun. He had a blast. He did stream it too. I'm sure you could go see his VOD. I played the Kirby most of the game. But, games like that, I just don't see any way that there could be like a toxicity to that, because everybody that you see play those together are just so wholesome and kind to each other for the most part. Like, I've never seen somebody be hateful or like toxic playing a game like that. So it's a good, peaceful type of environment to be in. And plus, if you're playing games by yourself, you can, even if you play it 1,000 times, you can always challenge yourself. I've been recently learning how to do glitches and stuff in Zelda, and I was like learning routes in Resident Evil 2 and 3, trying to speedrun it. There's always some kind of like personal challenge you can put yourself through with games like that, and it makes it really, really fun. Makes you use your brain, and overall I think it's like a really good way to gain some personal growth, and maybe even one day set some records. It's a really good type of environment to be in, and I've been pretty content with it. I believe I finally feel content, like truly content for the first time since I've been doing content creation, just being in this general area where I'm at, like somewhere between like the super retro and like Xbox 360 generation type games, like sticking like in that general area and doing all these games. Like, it's been really, really fun, and I've not had like really a better time than this. So yeah, that's just my own like personal vendetta. I really, really do enjoy the things I've been doing, the people I've met along the way, and it's just an awesome community to be a part of. You wouldn't think there would be a community being in like these single player games and such, but believe it or not, there is. People find you, and they will, you'll learn real quick that like so many of these people like grew up with this stuff same as you did, and like they know certain things that you didn't, and they'll teach you things to help you improve on your own gameplay, and like they sometimes will collab with you, and like it's just awesome meeting people like that through like the most unexpected places. But it is absolutely amazing to just see everybody come together over like something that is one of your favorite things, like something you all grew up with, you all can relate to. It's just an amazing type of thing to experience. But anywho, we're about to hit the 30-minute mark on this podcast, and I'm pretty much running out of things to talk about. Other than that, I think I've pretty much hit a fork in the road, so let me know in the comments below if you have any questions that you would like to be answered in the next podcast, I'll write down a list of everyone's questions and I'll answer them next time. And when I do another podcast, it'll probably be about some type of thing completely unrelated. It'll be like a different topic every day. We might talk about favorite horror movies or favorite video games or nostalgia, all kinds of topics. But I just wanted this first one to be kind of like an introduction onto who I am, how I got started, and maybe inspire other people to, not give up, maybe to, just to chase those dreams that you have, nothing is impossible. But it will be impossible if, you just never reach for it. Because then you spend the rest of your life wondering, what if I did? Would I have made it, But anywho, I hope you all have had a wonderful evening, and I hope you have enjoyed your time spent here. And if you made it all the way to the end, then heck yeah. I'm glad you liked the podcast, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. But till then, I'm gonna go eat some dinner now. It's about that time. And I hope everyone here has a wonderful rest of your day. Good night, everyone.